Hey, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the band Virginia Sweet. Guys, how you doing, man?
We're doing well. How are you, Johnny?
All right. Well, it's two Jasons on the right and left and Ricky in the middle. It's great to meet you all, man. And listen, looking forward to sharing some of your music with our audience, guys. Cool if we tune into your track Paradise?
Absolutely. I love it.
All right. Everybody, let's tune in now to Virginia Sweet and Paradise.
Waiting on this opportunity. The first step's the hardest to how we ought to be. Well, open your eyes, babe, and maybe you can see the place called paradise. It's all in your mind. The place called paradise. It's just a real life fantasy. I said. In an ocean of sunshine, baby, not a cloud in sight. Bad times can move on over, and now I'm feeling fine.
Hey, Virginia Sweet. Sweet. Great to share your music with everybody, brothers. Thanks, man. And listen, I'm looking forward to learning about kind of your journey and how you got together and everything. Where are you from and how did the band kind of mesh and get together?
Well, I think it honestly just was a small thing that ended up turning into a big thing, honestly. I'm originally from Virginia. A guitarist, Jason Jump, he's originally from Maryland. Drummer, Ricky Parker. Military kid, but we'd say that he's from Minnesota. And so that's actually where we ended up all kind of meeting, was Minneapolis area. And kind of one thing led to another. We were all in one project and COVID ended up happening, and Virginia Sweet was kind of born out of COVID, and it took off like a rocket ship. The demand was there and people wanted to hear more. And that really is what kind of pushed us into, all right, this needs to be kind of project A, and we need to get into the studio ASAP.
Oh, that's cool, Jason, man. I dig it how you guys all came together during a time in which really, things had shut down and you guys kind of are rising out of this period of time where it's been very kind of like introspective. There's been nothing going on. The venues are all shut down, and we're all starving for content. So it's great, right?
Yeah.
And also the experience of actually connecting with one another out at the venues and and watching live music. And so now it's starting to, come around again. So in fact, are you guys on the road now?
We are on tour right now. We're actually in North Charleston right now. We're going to be playing at the Common House Ale Works tomorrow, which would be April 7th. And we've got one more show before we have a little bit of a break in Summerville, South Carolina, at the Montreux. And then we actually have 3 more dates, a total of 4 more dates, but 3 in Texas, 1 in Tupelo, Mississippi. And then after that, we're actually going to start working on getting in the studio with Michael Blue.
Wow.
We're going to end up doing a full-length album. We'll record it out in LA, and then so everybody keep your ears to the ground. We've got some big things coming.
That's great. Well, we're all going to definitely listen, out for Virginia Sweet coming up. And so now I'm kind of interested, you guys kind of have a hard driving, fun rock and roll kind of, influence. I kind of suspect by listening to Paradise and all. Can you tell me, I'd love to hear some of the bands that you guys dig, Let's start with Jason, the guitarist. Who are some of the guitarists that you really dug, Jason, growing up?
I really enjoy the Allman Brothers. Young, my parents listened to a lot of the Allman Brothers and Led Zeppelin, and So obviously Jimmy Page, but I really attached myself to like Dwayne Allman, which then led me to Warren Haynes, who's one of my heroes. But then as I grew up, like I loved the Foo Fighters, the Red Hot Chili Peppers, like John Frusciante, and then David Gilmour from Pink Floyd I discovered later on, and that's a style I absolutely fell in love with. I fell in love with more styles than anything. I think you'll hear that probably throughout the EP of like the different guitarists. Jimi Hendrix, Eric Clapton. I love it all. I love the blues. I
All
love
those
rock.
guys are just my heroes, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that too, brother. You know what I mean? And hearing it from you,
Yeah.
you know, a true guitarist, you know what I mean, who's blending kind of those influences in a way to your own kind of style and power and presence. Okay, now Ricky, let's hear about the drummers, man. Who are some of your influences?
So when I started playing drums early on, a guy named Chris Adler drummed for Lamb of God back at the time. Since then, he played with Megadeth and a whole bunch of other people. But he got me into playing drums actually,
Okay.
and
Wow.
they're classic metal band, not classic, but like, you know, when they happened, it was a big thing. Then honestly, I got in a lot of stuff like Dream Theater, like Old Yes, in later into high school. In
Nice.
college, I played a bunch of jazz down in the Twin Cities. So I've done that for a bunch of years. I was in a rock band with Jump Over here previous. That was fun, a lot of radio rock stuff. But so I kind of been all over the place. As far as the specific bands and stuff, like I said, I mentioned what was it, Lamb of God, Dream Theater, all that stuff, a bunch of jazz guys.
Yeah.
I mean, your Art Blakey, Philly Jones, all that stuff. Newer guys, I like Benny Grubb a whole lot. That kind of thing. So more everything. I don't know. I like to think.
No,
of
I like
myself
it,
as
man.
a
It's great.
writer of styles, kind of like him.
It's great that, you know what I mean, you're a student of the art in drumming, and from these different genres and influences, you know what I mean, you've also integrated into your style just by virtue of being a fan of some of those greats, you know what I mean? All right. And now Jason, you know what I mean, you're the lead singer of the band, right?
Yep.
Okay, so let's
Yep,
hear
on
about
vocals
some of
and
those other
bass.
singers that may have influenced you in a little bit.
Vocally, I would probably say, I mean, it's honestly hard. I grew up as a huge like Black Sabbath fan. I was super young listening to Dad's vinyls. I ended up getting hooked on everything from Jimi Hendrix and Black Sabbath, and honestly, even growing up with a lot of it was like country and bluegrass, just with kind of my family's history. But then as I grew up, I became really into, I think, kind of like the stage presence and kind of the approach of vocals from like an Ozzy, whether it's Black Sabbath or solo project Ozzy. And then and then as far as kind of like stylistic and kind of how they approach melodies, I'm a huge Maynard James fan. Whether it's Tool or A Perfect Circle, I think there's something very true to his artistic form of how impactful his melodies are, because as I'm sure everybody knows listening to it, he may not be singing about something very specific like a singer-songwriter where you can really just see it initially as a story. It's something that you have to kind of listen to a couple times, and then you can really take your own approach to what is being said. But with how the lyrics are backed up on it melody wise, it's a true instrument of itself. You know, there's so many other things going on in the music, but that melody is super powerful to me.
Oh, I love it.
So definitely on that end. I mean, I grew up as a guitarist, and then this guy over here got me to start switching instruments and say, hey, can you sing? Hey, can you play bass? I'm like, we'll figure it out, man.
Yeah.
But then bass wise, I'm honestly James Lomenzo is actually somebody that's probably not super well known in the rock world for bass, but he has a super soulful bluesy way of playing rock bass. Who's he played for? And James Lomenzo, the biggest one that ended up sticking with me was Black Label Society, just because I was super huge into them at that point. But then I saw what he was doing on the background, and again, just super bluesy, super down south, just kind of like, even on an acoustic bass, you can tell that there's just a ton of emotion behind it.
It's rugged and smooth. At the
Yeah,
same time.
exactly. Rugged and smooth bass playing. And then I'm also just a huge Chili Peppers fan as well. So getting into Flea, and I mean, it's not something that I think would specifically apply to what we're putting out there, but it's definitely an influence.
So it's an attitude for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is just a fun, like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm feeling from you guys too, is, man, you love what you're doing. You know, you basically are all just these powerful artists combined together. Virginia Sweet, just ripping. So tell me about Virginia Sweet, Ricky. How would you describe the name of the band?
Well, it's Virginia like the state and sweet like the tea. He's from Virginia. He likes the drink. It just made sense.
Kind of a
Right
sweet tea
on.
from before. So if you got some local sweet tea that you believe is the best, you just drop it in, message us, and I'll
We
let you
would
know.
love to know that.
Yeah.
But, it's cool. It's
That's
like,
excellent.
I do drink water too.
That helps, man. Anyway, but
Yeah.
but hey, what about your social media links? Do you guys keep pretty active on those?
Oh yeah. Everything from Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Those are definitely kind of the key ones. And then of course, the newcomer to the area, FENIX360. It's definitely going to be something that I'm a huge believer in the blockchain myself. I feel that the future is changing faster than we can realize.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely find us. Virginia Sweet Music would be your main kind of at to check out. And then anything else we've got, VA Sweet Music. And then as always, virginiasweet.net, that will link you to everything. And
Our
then
store.
Yep, it's got our online store on there. You can get anything you can imagine.
Towels, pillows,
Pillows, cups, stickers, koozies, shirts. Pretty much you got it on there. But yeah, anybody supports really the best thing if you want to kind of hit a headquarters would be virginiasweet.net. It will get you anywhere you need. And we've got one
All
of these.
right, that's a cool pillow, man. Check it out. All right, so cool merch available at your site. You know,
Absolutely.
And also, like, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post all your social media links below our interview today. And
Beautiful.
We're also going to be
Thank you.
looking forward to you rising on the FENIX360 app. I want everyone to tune into the social media links you find below. Look for the Jasons and Ricky there from Virginia Sweet on the link, and also at FENIX360. So thank you, my brothers. Keep rocking on. Safe travels in the van there. You get to your next
Thank you so much.
and we'll look forward to following your progress. Thanks for hooking up with me, man. Appreciate
Can't
it.
wait,
so
man.
much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
brother. Appreciate you.
All right, brothers. Cheers, man. Peace.